Hey guys, it's Rachel from Hope Corner Farm. By day, I'm a home ec teacher who teaches hundreds of students how to crochet, quilt, sew, and cook. And today I'm going to show you how to join the Foundation Half Double Crochet in the round. So sometimes your patterns will tell you to slip stitch your Foundation Half Double Crochet together to create a round or to create a circle. Now it's a little tricky to do this, to know exactly where to slip stitch this together and how to make it look nice and smooth. I'm going to break it down for you guys and take it really slow through this. So let's grab a hook and some yarn and we'll get crocheting. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and give me some feedback on this video. Give me a like or a comment. Let me know what I did well or things that I could improve upon. So to join the Foundation Half Double Crochet into the round, you actually have to have a row of Foundation Half Double Crochet. So we're going to do that quickly here. Now, if you need to see how to Foundation Half Double Crochet in slower, more detailed moves, I'm going to include a link to a video below that takes that stitch a lot slower than I'm going to right now. But let's work through a few Foundation Half Double Crochets. So we need to put a slip knot onto our hook, and then we're going to chain 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is yarn over. So we're going to take our hook and we're going to go down and around. And then we're going to go into the very first chain that we made here. I like to put 2 legs of that chain on top and 1 leg on the bottom. I'm going to yarn over, pull through that chain. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, so I come around and then I rotate my hook down. I'm going to pull through that first loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops, and that completes my first Foundation Half Double Crochet. Now for our next one, we're going to yarn over, because just like any half double crochet, you have to yarn over before you start. Now finding the spot to put your hook for this next one is just a little bit hard. So we're going into this space here. If you can see this, we've got a couple of bars here. We have this little small one and this bigger one. So we're going above this small bar and below this big one. We're going right into this space right here. If I make it a little bit bigger, hopefully you can see where I'm placing my hook. So I'm going into this space right here. That's above this bar and below these 2 legs of my stitch. So I'm going right here. I know I'm in the right space if I only have 2 legs from that stitch on my hook. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through that space. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1 loop. Now I've got 3 loops still on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that completes a second half double crochet, Foundation Half Double Crochet. Yarn over, we're going to go into this space right here. So again, above this small bar, below the 2 legs, right into this space, picking up just the 2 legs. Yarn over, pull through that space. I kind of like to leave this loop a little bit looser because that helps with the tension of my Foundation Half Double Crochet. Sometimes these foundation stitches tend to bow a little bit or kind of get a rounded look to them. And that's because we're too tight with our tension on the bottom of it and too loose on the top. So how I remedy that is I just make sure that this loop is just a little bit bigger, this very first loop right here, before I pull through. So then I'm going to yarn over, pull through it, because that creates the foundation or the base for this stitch. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches, and that completes a half double crochet. So we're basically, when we're doing this stitch, we're creating a foundation stitch and then a half double crochet on top of it. So yarn over into this space, yarn over, pull through, making that loop just a little bit bigger. Yarn over, pull through the first loop, that has completed our foundation to the stitch, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches, that completes a half double crochet. So I'm going to keep on Foundation Half Double Crocheting here until I have just a few more of them on my hook, and then I'll show you how we join this in the round. All right, so we have a few Foundation Half Double Crochets here. So again, if this is still a little confusing to you, you can check out that video below where I go a lot slower through how to create a Foundation Half Double Crochet. All right, so now we're ready to join this into the round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start like I normally would for a Foundation Half Double Crochet. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go into that space that I would for a Foundation Half Double Crochet. I'm going to yarn over, pull through that stitch, making this loop a little bit bigger, yarn over, pull through that loop. So I've started another foundation half double crochet, but I am not finishing it. Now I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to bring it all the way over here to this end. So what we need to do with this when we join it in the round is we have to slip stitch the bottom and we have to slip stitch the top of this stitch, otherwise it's going to look a little weird. So the foundation stitches are just a little bit different. This side is actually our bottom side and this side is actually the top side. A little bit opposite of everything else that we do, but again, this is the bottom of our foundation half double crochet and this is the top. So we're going to slip stitch to the bottom first. So I'm bringing my hook over here and I'm going into this space right here. I want to pick up that very first foundation half double crochet that I made. So if you look at the bottom of your stitches, basically you can see all of these V's and each one of these V's is a stitch. So we are looking to pick up the very first V that we made. So I bring my hook, I'm coming into this space right here. I'm going above this bar, below these legs. So I'm going right here. I'm going to put my hook in there. Now I'm going to slip stitch through there. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then I'm going to pull through the first loop on my hook, and that slip stitches my bottom together. I'm going to pull my yarn tail out of the way here before I finish my stitch. Now I'm going to complete a half double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. So I've completed that half double crochet. Now I need to slip stitch the top of this together. So again, I am looking for that very first foundation half double crochet that I made. And there's a lot going on in here, so you have to be very careful with where you actually slip stitch. So again, we want to pick up that very first foundation half double crochet that we made. So if you look at it here, if we make this a little bigger, you can see that this is that chain that we used to start, and we don't want to slip stitch into the chain. So we're going to ignore this here. So we're actually going into this very first V, not the chain. So again, hopefully you can see this if I enlarge this a little bit. This is the chain, but this is the V that we're going into right here is where we're going. So I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go right into this space. I'll make it just a little bit bigger so you can see it. I'm going above this little bit piece here. So I'm going above this bar, below those legs. I'm going right into this little space right here. Hopefully you can see this. So I'm not going into this bigger space. I'm going into this littler space right here. That's where I'm going to place my hook. So I'm going to go in there and then I'm going to slip stitch through that stitch. And that completes our joining our foundation half double crochet into the round. So I'll show you this again a little bit, one more time here, maybe just a little bit faster. So again, to join it in the round, I yarn over, I go into the space that I normally would for creating a foundation half double crochet. I yarn over and I pull through that space, making that loop just a little bit looser. I yarn over, pull through that first loop, so I've created another foundation here. I've got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm going to bring my hook all the way over here and we're going to slip stitch to the bottom first. So I'm going into this space. I'm just picking up those 2 legs from that very first foundation half double crochet. I yarn over, pull through that space and through the first loop on my hook. That's going to leave me with 3 loops on my hook. Usually I have to move my yarn tail out of the way. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on my hook. Now I need to slip stitch to the top here. So I'm going to come and I'm going to go into this little space right here. Again, I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'm going into that little space right there. I yarn over, pull through that space, and yarn over, pull through the loop on my hook, and that completes joining that foundation half double crochet in the round. Now don't expect the center of this to be a small space because again, we've got the same distance of the number of foundation half double crochets that we have created. If you want a smaller hole here in the middle, you might want to look at using a magic ring or something like that. But if you're wanting to join your foundation half double crochet into the round, that's how you would slip stitch it together. It just takes a few little movements. So I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.